In your Baneth thing. KDCM, I'm not familiar with the unit. I don't think they were around when we were active pre-COVID. So yeah, I don't have anything to say about them.
What, KDCM?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like their
The
players. I don't. However, Skyrains of Terra have banned Grim Plexus. KDCM has banned Mining Collective. So no Mining Collective today. We're doing Canyon Network first. What next? What next? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then Rubelite, and then maybe if we're lucky, we'll see some Tourmaline. Now they're picking sides. I'm gonna remind someone with more authority than me in this Discord to announce that my drop has started.
it's already been announced in the Discord.
I don't think it has.
Yeah, it just went up. Oh no, you're right. That was GNX
Yeah,
and
that's a different.
Shredlane's on the other channel.
Yeah, they're announcing the other, but ours is more important. So
Yeah, clearly.
he slowed me down there. I would have had it done now. No.
So the Ocho are taking Team 1 on Canyon and Riverlight.
Oh right. Yes. That should make things easy for me though.
And Tourmaline. So we need to do one swap and that's it.
Oh yeah, where are people right now? Ethrod needs to be team 2, right?
Yes.
We're ready to swap. Let's get that. Someone want to be my friend? Apostle Burke has sent me a friend invite. Thanks, Apostle Burke. They said no when I asked if they wanted to swap, so I don't know what happens. you know, at, at that point, like, what do you do? We just sit here and look at each other.
Sit here and long for the swap teams button. PGI, please.
You'll notice that KDMC brought 10 players into here, so that's fun. I'm guessing that,
A
they
bold
just,
strategy.
oh, they didn't know what map they were going to be on, so they probably have different players for different maps and sides.
They might just be waiting to see who disconnects because our flirt's been going in competition today.
It wasn't too bad. Let me switch over to Canyon. Let me get some Canyon. We talked about it earlier, but I guess we'll talk about it again for the kids at home who weren't here earlier because they weren't home yet. So let's throw up my map strat. Map strat. Get out of here. Don't need to see you, Grim Plexus. Canyon Network Assault. So Canyon Network, for anybody who hasn't seen a match in the last 8 years, um, Team
Brand new map.
One, Team One will generally push up this side, get someone here, maybe here, put someone like here, maybe here, and then Team Two will put someone here, probably here, maybe there, someone over here, maybe I don't know if and a few more mixed around in there. And then what they do is basically they just shoot at each other.
They go pew pew. The
Lights
best part
will
of
lights will
NWO,
run in
the
and,
pew pew.
and, and try to grab these little caps and maybe get pushed out of them, maybe not. Um, and then eventually Mex will slowly die. That's your standard canyon array. All right. Now you can do other things though. All right. You can. I mean, you can get a lot of fast mechs, brawly mechs, jump jet mechs. You can try a push. Hold on, someone's asking me a question. All right, sorry. uh, we saw just earlier today, DPS from the south side. They took a little bit heavier on this side than I think I've seen, but it wasn't that different. They had a mech here, they had a mech here, so it was here. They used angles that they were able to get here and here to kind of help take and control Kappa, so that when mechs tried to come back to Kappa, they would get punished for stepping out towards Kappa. I have to send these people a heart. They don't feel better now. Okay. And I don't really know what ME was exactly trying to do. They took a lot of their brawl mechs here. I think maybe they saw it was heavier over here, and they thought that it was maybe they were grouped up and they could. I mean, they weren't brawl. They were mid-range Daka, some a little bit distance Daka. Maybe they thought they could push into it or wrap around and just like make a firing line, but what that wasn't there. So they just got stuck here. They tried to spread out a little bit later, but it was just too little, too late. They'd bled damage. So that's what happened in that match. Now, if they did something more normal, if they took mechs here, set up mechs here, and maybe some mechs here, they would have lost Kappa, as they did, but they would have probably grabbed Epsilon, and that would have kept things pretty. I think it would have been a little bit more even. If they took Epsilon because of the way that DPS set up with their lights here and more heavy on this side, they might have been able even to have this guy press out in the open, this guy press out in the open, and their lights jump and chase these guys out. They could have maybe got a pick there, maybe not. But again, DPS was pretty heavy that left side, worked out really well for them, but that's what we could have seen. Anyways, both teams are now
One of many
locked.
things.
We could have seen many things. All right, both teams are locked. Let's see. Are we KDCM going to be in the right place when we drop the titles?
I believe I set that.
Okay, then I'm going to drop,
Team 1 is left, KDCM, yes.
and hopefully not fuck shit up and get yelled at.
Woohoo, more mech warrior. I know most of the chat was here for the Isengrim songs, but I'm sure a few were interested in seeing this match.
Alrighty.
Right off the bat, a Brawl Stormcrow. You'll love to see it. Brawl Timberwolf. Looking at Carlson Metafox back here.
Yep.
The Sky Rangers.
Very brawl. So yeah, those pictures we drew of people long range shooting each other, that's not what S-Rod is doing. They're they're gonna dive. Meanwhile, I'm seeing Daka over at Kel's team. Let's see what else.
The
Annihilator,
Ocho.
AC5.
Yeah, this is going to get started real quick.
So I'm gonna get out of these cockpits because we got to see what's happening. Looks like both teams are pushing up the river side. Sky Rangers, I mean, I feel like they're fast brawl. I feel like they want to. I mean, they're not super fast, but I would imagine they want to group up and get in there, which is what they're gonna
Yeah,
want to do.
everybody on Sky Rangers is Brawl except for Gettling anchoring the back
I,
in his AC-10 Peep Kodiak.
Now, for me right now, I feel like S-Rod is. I wouldn't want to be this spread out as they are. If they're all brawl, I want them to be tight somewhere. I see them rotating left together. Is Apostle Burt gonna just what? Who's over here? Viper. Okay.
Sending Gray Fox's Viper off to Cap Kappa. I guess they feel confident that the Ocho is not going to push quickly, so they got time to do that.
I mean, yeah. I would have ran right at them. I would have just bundled up and ran right at them. I always, the longer I wait, I feel like the longer our opportunity for range teams to whittle me down. But maybe they're waiting for the Ocho to get aggressive, and then they're gonna jump on top of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
Sky Rangers are not paying any armor for doing
right,
this maneuver right now.
that is true. It looks like they're jumping the Crusader though, who is isolated.
Oh, yeah, that's a big problem.
So that Crusader is going to probably not last
Ran out of jump
more than a few
jets, couldn't get up
seconds.
there, and he's legged real quick.
You know what? I think they're going to knock down Gray Fox now, and then Sir Haven as
Sir
well.
Haven needs to not be going in there. He needs to know that that was an aborted maneuver.
They're falling back. Esrod is rotated. See, ugh. Now it's gonna be hard for Esrod to get in a position where they can do anything now. There
Well,
are,
they got the 3 caps, and they can get their heavy brawl stuff up close. Um,
but now they have been punished. They've lost a little bit of armor. They're down a mech. It's taking them a while. This Kodiak to get in position. Like, where's he gonna be when the fight happens? Carlson, like, I mean, yeah, you could see it, can't you? They're one at a time going up there. They're taking damage.
yeah,
They're isolating themselves in this fight on this cliff. Anytime they pop up there, they just get wrecked. Their only chance is to go up all at once together. I think they're trying to maybe suck them in, like get Kell's team to come over the ridge, but it's just not happening the way they want, and they are just, I mean, just look at the
they don't need to be
damage.
taking these one-on-one pokes. Yeah,
Yeah, they either need to group up and go, or or that's what they need to do. The longer this goes, the more damage they're going to take, the weaker they're going to get. Uh, which is what I felt the whole time. Just group up and go. You're a brawl team. Brawl.
Well, they're
You're.
4 caps now. Actually, if they continue to delay, they're going to be in good position.
I don't think they're going to
Uh,
continue to delay very long. Look at them.
well, the Ocho is moving their assaults up uh, to the ridge now.
I mean, so for me, if I was the Ocho Kells team, and I saw there was a mech on Gamma, and I knew they were already down one mech, like that's an 8-on-6. I mean, I might have just taken it then. They did wait long enough
They're
for
going
Gray
in
Fox to
now.
rejoin. They're gonna finish off these mechs or try to. So I mean, yeah, there's no.
Longbow Blue should die very quickly. Oh, he's stripped actually.
So the Kodiak, Timberwolf.
They need to finish off Jay's Crusader now. He's very weak in the back.
There's only
Yeah,
four of them left
but
though.
still,
It's not gonna
yeah,
happen.
it's 8-on-3 now. Nope.
So they did get that Crusader, but that may be the only kill they're gonna get. Uh,
Well, I have 5
Haven.
caps here shortly.
Haven's ran off to get the
Oh, he's
Epsilon.
not staying there. He's gonna try. He's gonna try and drag it out.
Yeah, but they have
That's
a
fair.
they have a healthy fire starter. They have a Black Lantern. They have a Viper. The Mistlinks. I mean, those two might not necessarily be they'll be fast enough. This isn't
I
gonna.
think the Ocho's Viper spotted him. Yep, got that leg. That's
And
over.
so I don't think there was
Yeah,
necessarily
just
anything wrong with the brawl, but you got to brawl if you're gonna brawl.
yeah, position errors early just cost Sky Rangers big, and they didn't react well to it. Just take a moment while they clean up the caps, and that'll be that match.
Guess I could take the opportunity to. Mauler's healthy. Viper. damage. That Kodiak Gadolinian, he was doing some trading up the from the water to the canyon. He did a little bit there, but really that's it. No one else even got to 300 for their team. Meanwhile, you've got the Annihilator 700, 450 from the Mist Links, 300, 300. I mean, yeah. I mean, not a shock when you only killed two mechs, but or one. You only killed
Yeah,
one mech.
that was real sharp heads up play from the Ocho, catching. Who was it? It was a Possible Crusader out very
Yeah.
early.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, why not? Like, you can set up there if you're doing something else and you're catching them off like in the moment, but to have them just be there for 20, 30 seconds with the rest of your team being brawl, like, I mean, all they had to do was scout the fact he was there, which should have been pretty easy to do, and then it's kind of a no-brainer. It's like it's a give me, you know? So yeah, rough. I'm gonna just switch the map real quick to Ruby, wherever it is. You know, map strat.
So many maps on the list, so few to pick from.
That was that hurt me to watch. As a person who likes to just press W with SRMs. Oh, I didn't like that. It hurt. Uh, I mean, so I don't. They grabbed Kappa early. I think eventually they grabbed Theta, but I don't fully understand what Esrot was doing. I mean, I guess they were waiting. They had the Crusader down here. The majority of their team was pretty much set up right here. Um, and then their enemy team was pretty much here. Uh, the Ocho, KDCM. I mean, you know, when you're a brawl team, when you have SRMs, right, and they don't, they have DACA, like sitting at this range for any amount of time, you can't trade at all. You have to hide. And if you know if they get angles anywhere on you, they're going to eventually, you know, poke you from the side and you're going to get shot and you're going to lose armor and you're just going to be waiting and losing armor and waiting and losing armor. And then when the time comes, if it ever comes to act, you're going to be down. Um, that's just the nature of being a brawl team. Uh, I maybe they thought, you know, that KDCM Ocho team was going to be more aggressive, and they wanted like a trap to like jump on them when they came up here. I don't exactly know what the Crusader was. Maybe he was going to like get them from behind once they pushed in. Like maybe this was a very choreographed plan.
Yeah, that Crusader was 2 snubs and 12 small lasers, so it'll kill things in their back real quick. It did look like they were looking to counter brawl, kind of a hard counter strat, without being able to get into their scout mechs early in like a proper replay mode. If you know it was a proper game. It's hard to say what they saw. Maybe it took them a while to get a solid read on the Ocho's mechs to realize that they were just under no circumstances were they planning a hard epsilon push.
Yeah, I mean, and it's fair. It's fair if they decided that the way to win this match is to do a hard counter, you know, and in which case I feel like though you need a plan the moment that it's not what you think it is, right? And I feel like when they saw DACA and they saw that there needed to be a the team one is locked. Just jump. There needed to be a like a what do we do now, right? And for a brawl team like that, I mean, what do we do now should be push because as I pointed out earlier, the longer you wait with a team that has range, the more damage they're able to do to you. Um, and they need to push. And it was going to have to
Yeah.
be this ledge, I think, just because of what they had. I think if they do that push, uh, I know both teams are ready. If they do this push down here into this group here, maybe then that Crusader does jump up on the side and get in there, and maybe it's a different story. But anyways, before everybody gets mad at me, they are ready to roll. So let us go. Let's give we should give Kel a win too, but I will do that once I start loading up this match.
I put the tick in the box.
Okay, you did? Great.
Yes.
Well then, onward to Rubalite. I don't see a tick in my. No, it's got to be
In the
a
victory
W.
box.
It's got to be a W. You
Oh.
put an X.
Well, the column says victory, so any value in there should count as a victory.
All right. Rubalite. I spent too much time lamenting what had happened on Canyon. I didn't give an opportunity to show you what could happen on Rubalite. So from the side I'm on right now, you can sometimes get teams on this ledge right here doing range, controlling this area, looking across. You also might put someone over here like a PPC mech. Uh, Alternatively, you might do range on this side, putting someone in this area right here, or a couple mechs. Having another mech over Yeah, having another mech over here. Um, but we didn't see a lot of range from either team last time, and we know what mechs are.
Yeah, we're seeing the 3 and 5 strat from both sides here. 3 big long range anchor mechs and 5 fast kill team.
Yeah, I think I know when we were playing this map, we definitely gravitated towards that. You could have more traders, but the ability to just win those light to medium fights just gives your team such an advantage. See AC10 Kodiak for S-Rot.
See the early skirmish on Theta. Neither has been able to tick it over to capture.
ER large laser stalker. Stalker's a nice mech for this map, really. Direwolf ER large Gauss. So we're seeing longer range from
The Ocho has won the
yeah, from
early
the
Theta
Ocho.
skirmish. Sky Rangers all went off to
Whoa.
Kappa.
All right. I'm out of their mechs now. That is I feel like I've
With the
seen
exception
teams do
of
that.
Apostle Burks Incubus, who is trying to get out of here. It looks like he'll get out cleanly.
I don't really like the all teams go to Kappa move. I just feel like you're giving up so much control and I mean you're giving control of everything
Yeah.
and you're also you're so slow. I mean uh, they're gonna know where you are and what you're doing, and they can
So
set
Sky
up.
Rangers is leaving their 3 slows at Kappa and sending the rest of their squad all the way around to Gamma to Cap.
Interesting. Burke's on Theta, I assume. He's drawing their whole team at him. He is now retreating slowly. That Incubus
Oh,
is not fast enough.
he's 3-on-1. Yeah, one legs are open. He's probably not getting out there. Nope, there goes the leg. So once again, a little aggressive with forward mech and losing it early.
It's not fun to claw your way out of a 7-on-8. I mean, so Incubus, it makes sense for a fast capper, but at the same time, it's too slow. Like I feel like if this is their game plan, you need that mech to be a flea. You need that mech to be, you know, something that can outrun all the other mechs.
Yeah. Right
Like
now, the Ocho's commando is off capping Sigma, so this is the last chance they'll have for a 7-on-7.
right, which as we mentioned before, Commander should know Sigma's getting capped. That means there's one mech off the field. That should tell you that now's your opportunity Longer you
See
wait.
that strike going down on the bookshelf. So the Ocho knows Sky Ranger's movements pretty clearly here.
Haven's going to turn that corner and get utterly destroyed. He's
Oh, he backed off.
yeah, he's falling back. They're getting range shots a little bit. Looks like the three big mechs for SROT trying to catch those guys exposed. I don't think they were able to put as much damage in as they wanted to. They're already having backing up.
No, not much damage on either side aside from that kill. Giggity Goose, Phoenix Hawk is a little banged up, but it's pretty even across his mech. And both teams have disengaged again.
Zella lost a little bit of health
This
from the
time,
strike.
this time with the caps in favor of the Ocho. And Sky Rangers do not have their cap mech to bring it back. So they're going to have to find a way to force this fight.
Yeah, that was ballsy. It was ballsy what they did with the Incubus, but yeah, Incubus is just too slow for that. So we see a FDLR just looking for opportunities to get shots off in there. Jay and Squeeb's doing the same, just nice wide out here, trying to just win that trade. There's no hurry for them. They've got that three cap. We see
Sky Rangers don't seem to have a good idea of the Ocho's movements. You see Zealot looking out here to the south east side, and there's just no Team 1 max over there.
um, SROT's taking Sigma. All their lights have ran south. And they're now going to Epsilon.
Yeah. Now, the Ocho is going to take Gamma back here shortly, so
If the
Sky Rangers will
Ocho
have a 3 cap, will maintain a 3 cap for a little longer.
the Ocho just
Once,
recognized that SROT was splitting, I mean, it'd be easy for them to just jump those big mechs. But I don't think they've quite grasped how split SROT is. Like their lights are actually going back to Epsilon now.
so Giggity Goo is going to Epsilon, yeah. And if he doesn't see what's there, he could be in a world of hurt. Okay, so it's going to be a 3-on-3 there at Epsilon, maybe with some long range support, depending on which side of the spire the fight goes down on.
Stick together, guys.
Is Sky Rangers bigs need to move up and punish the bookshelf platform position while this Epsilon fight is going on, and they're not doing that quickly. It's like Carlson's Black Lantern has already been legged. Yeah, the Sky Rangers are definitely taking the brunt of the damage here at Epsilon. 2 down. Gray Fox is stuck in a corner trying to get out. And the Sky Rangers heavy mechs are still on the back of the north platform doing not a whole lot.
Yeah, Great Fox dies. I think a mech running to
So the
Kappa
caps are.
interacted with them briefly, didn't it?
I didn't see that. It might have.
The,
It might have been Dreadnought who
the
turned back around.
yeah, Dreadnought the Commando I think was close to the four mechs over here, but I don't know what happened. I was watching Gray Fox die. But yeah, not
Yeah.
this I mean just look at the
They're
damages.
sending Sir Haven alone to Gamma. He might have time to 1v1 Dreadnought's Commando and take it.
Pretty much looks like they're suiciding their bigs here.
Sir Haven's going straight on the cap, doesn't know the Commando's there.
They drop Jay in the Executioner, although This Warhammer 2C is not long for this world with this amount of mechs on him. At least use the
Starhaven has one leg open. He's probably going to lose this fight to Dreadnought's Commando.
Warhammer's got to use this pillar for as long as he can. Firestarter. He legged the Firestarter. Firestarter finished him off. We've got Gatto and the Kodiak. Still trying to
Both
trade. How'd
both
the
of Hagen's legs are open. He's not going to be able to cap. Even if he gets the kill quickly, he's not going to be able to cap
he gonna
in
get the
time for it to
kill?
matter.
Oh, he's not gonna get the kill.
This is going to tick over in favor of the Ocho. Oh, he manages to get
Whoa!
the kill. I did not see that coming at all, but it was just too late to matter.
Yeah, these were a couple rough matches for Esrot. They make me
Yeah,
feel
just early positioning errors that they couldn't recover from.
I mean, both times Apostle Burke has died early, not, zero damage this time, but I mean, the damage doesn't matter if he's able to stay alive and keep flipping caps. But yeah,
Huge damage out of Gadolinium's Kodiak, but again, he was the only one in the position to be doing any of the damage.
yeah, you can see the Warhammer, Executioner, not a lot from them. I mean, yeah, that was a rough match. It's just,
We've
little bit.
seen matches go kind of that way on Rubelite though. It's so big, a lot of opportunities for small skirmishes to put you down for the rest of the match.
I mean, it was a regular. It was the strategy that they took, um, and it just didn't work for them. I mean, it was obviously a cap strategy, though I trying to think of like what their end game was there. Throw up Rubelite. So they had three mechs pretty much here. They're three assaults here. So they always controlled Kappa. I mean, if the way I think of it is generally that's like your pivot point. Like your lights have to pivot off of where those mechs are. Um, but I mean, it was clearly a cap game. I think maybe they were going for the Kappa control to kind of throw off teams that are really used to setting up here and setting up here. Um, maybe if they were
But
able to.
they did end up. The Ocho did end up spending a lot of time on the E4 shelf when Sky Rangers still had forces left to attack them there, and they just didn't.
I think a Kappa. They were. It was so weird. Like, why did they leave the fire starter up here when all their lights went for Epsilon? I mean, was he to protect them? Was he to grab other caps? Um, it was clearly they were going for a cap strat, and maybe their hope was with like four mechs at these locations, they could catch like one or two mechs out and get those kills and then swing things their way. But then they also had that Incubus early on who was also going to be capping. So I mean it. So yeah,
Well, they just the Firestarter had to fill in for the Incubus, so they had
yeah,
a 1 and a 3 going out as opposed to the Ocho's 1 and 4 cappers.
yeah,
Very hard to try and make it work that way.
it was rough. Well, good.
Really, I mean, their chance there was to anticipate the reaction to Epsilon once they sent that pack of 3 down there, and then move the 3 heavies up from Kappa to get better shots onto the Ocho's main body that was still there in F5.
So yeah, you
And
wanted.
they did one half of that. They just didn't do the other half.
Yeah. So when this battle was happening, when the light battle is happening down here, you wanted these guys to just take as forward positions as they could and catch these guys from behind.
Yeah, really, they weren't fast enough to take that approach. They would have had to go just straight up
Yeah.
and gamble gamble
just gone
the
in
forward approach. Yep,
while there was still a chance.
while
Um,
there's a chance.
yeah. And they did have that fire starter with them. That fire starter could have definitely gotten like that fire starter could have taken one, might not have taken out as in killed, but taken out as removed them from the fight because they were having to constantly turn and deal with the fire starter, uh, too, if they were going to go that direction. But yeah, it was good fights. Esrot did defeat Fjord, so they're not going home with 0 wins, but they are going
But they are
home.
going home.
So it's good to see Esrot. Good to see a team that's been playing. Got people there, been there forever. Nice to see Gray Fox again. Glad they made it in this tournament. Sad to see them go, and KDCM will be fighting damage per second next week.
Next week.
That's actually good news for me. I'm the I'm the
Should be a good
designated
match.
I'm the designated DPS caster. So the longer DPS is here, the, but yeah, that was a good games. I appreciate everybody who showed up to watch it tonight. Let's see, I don't have to look at this anymore. I can get back to my view here. Great
Oh,
play. Yeah.
even better, the lower bracket matches from round two on will be best of five. So that's even more Jarl Dane for all of you
Oh,
fans next
oh,
week.
yeah, all you fans, all of them. I added a few songs, added a few more clips this week, so everyone should be pretty happy. Um, all those fans. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We will be back next week with more Mech Warrior CS22 action coming at you. Make sure to thank the refs and the league managers. The community is doing a lot of work to put this together as PGI finds ways to do less and less work. So thank those guys. Feel good about them because it's a lot. Um, all right. I will say that the caps were relatively close on that last match. I was just remembering the caps. And I mean, it was like 686 for SROT. So I mean, it really. I mean, I was talking about how weird everything was, but if they don't lose that Incubus maybe, or one or two things slightly go their way, they do maybe they do pull that off.
Yeah, it was close. I mean that fight at the end over Gamma between the Firestarter and the Commando. If the Firestarter had checked behind that rock before going onto the cap, maybe gets a full clean burn on the leg from a surprise attack. Maybe he turns that quickly enough to get the cap, but unfortunately the fight just dragged out until the caps ticked over.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to S-Rot, if you look at the cap, I was thinking about the mechs the whole time, but yeah, it was tighter. It was tight. So good job to S-Rot. And yep, that's it for me tonight. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully I find a babysitter like I did tonight. Otherwise you'll
If not,
hear
it'll be a summer led co-casting stream.
yep, he'll be here. All right, night everybody. Thanks Death Lord and thanks MechWarrior Online community.
Good night.